What is going on, everybody? It is my first Monster Hunter video on the channel. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I love Monster Hunter. Is one of the games that I play all the time, pretty much every single day. And as you also know, if you follow Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, we had a digital event announcing what will be in Title Update 4 releasing next week on February the 7th. So that's exciting. So what you'll be seeing on the screen is a mix of my own gameplay from the game, but also from the event itself, because I don't want to have the whole event on this video. I will link the actual event from Capcom, from Monster Hunter, for yourself, so you can go see it if you didn't get a chance to do so yesterday. So I'm just gonna give you some of my thoughts on it, and then I'll do a full breakdown of what was announced on the podcast coming out tomorrow as well. So as everyone thought, Velkhana was announced for Title Update 4. It was pretty much confirmed as soon as they changed the way that the title screen looked and the roadmap. Everyone was like, okay, it's pretty much going to be Velkhana or Amatsu, which I think they did do some sort of a tease for Amatsu at the end of this. But anyway, going back to Velkhana, I'm excited to see Velkhana. I never got a chance to fight Velkhana in Iceborne. I kind of dropped off of Monster Hunter World before Iceborne came out, so I never got a chance to fight Velkhana. So excited to actually see what that fight is like. From what I saw from the gameplay footage, kind of reminds me a little bit of Malzeno, because they kind of have a similar looking skeleton as how they function. But I like the armor set. The armor set looks great. Can't wait to see the skills. Can't wait to see all the weapons that will come from Velkhana. So really cool to see. That was definitely one of the hype moments of this, even though everyone has been saying that it's going to be Velkhana ever since the roadmap changed to kind of look like something from Monster Hunter World. The next thing that I thought was really cool was Risen Valstrax. Again, something that was already going to be expected. We already had Risen Kalshalador, we have Risen Chameleos, we have Risen Teostra. So what was going to be next? We were going to have another Risen Elder. It was going to be Risen Valstrax at some point. So it's Valstrax, but Valstrax hits much harder. And yeah, definitely going to get clapped by Valstrax, man. I'm feeling pretty good about fighting Valstrax. I remember early on in Rise, I had to farm a lot fighting Valstrax, and I feel like I've gotten better at that fight over time, but I'm sure the Risen Valstrax is going to be a lot harder. I mean, you have to fight Risen Valstrax at Master Rank 160, so there's no telling how hard it's going to hit, but excited to see the armor skills of those, because you get to see what the armor sets look like, and they both look pretty cool. Can't wait to see what all entails with those new skills, because the new skills that always come out with these new armors are really cool. Some of them have been really fun to use. I still use some of the ones from earlier title updates. I think my main armor set that I use on my hunting horn set probably comes from title update 2. I think it's Violet Mizutsune and maybe Flaming Espinas. I'm trying to remember. But anyway, yeah, excited to see Risen Valstrax. Man, that anomaly cap is pretty crazy. They are raising it up to 220, and we already had the cap raised to 200, and that was already such a grind. I'm just now in that anomaly grind right now, and it is tough. It's tough to really get in that. And as we go on with Monster Hunter, I know we got one more coming out in April, and I don't know what's going to be planned for the future of Monster Hunter Rise, but I'm sure they're just going to continue to raise that bar and raise the level cap of anomaly investigations to continue to push that in-game CAC to continue to keep you playing. And it's fun. I mean, the system is good. It's a lot better now, because now you can bring followers in, as you can probably see from some of my gameplay that you're looking at. I am bringing followers, and it makes the hunt so much easier, because you can bring them in there, especially when you're trying to grind a specific monster. But what's really cool is that they decided to bring in some of the Risen Elders into anomaly investigation. So does it mean that they didn't overcome the affliction? Does it mean that they're Risen Anomaly Elder Dragons? It's kind of a contradictory statement there. It's really funny. So, but more anomaly investigations, more monsters, more things to do, more grinding ensues. And if you are into Monster Hunter, you know the grind is good, and it's a good way to come back, and you can do more things in Monster Hunter. I love playing it, and so the grind is definitely worth the time, at least for me. And if you're someone who doesn't enjoy that grind, this is something that you don't necessarily have to do, because there's so much coming out for you, like weekly event quests. And one of the things that I saw in these weekly event quests is that you're doing some dual threat. I think it was the one they teased out with Chaotic Gormagala, and you just get a pair of earmuffs. And I'm like, okay, is that really what we get? And it's really some of my thoughts on these events is that they haven't been super exciting. Like, Capcom, can we get some collab quests like we used to get? Can we get something where we can dress up as another Capcom character? I'm still waiting on my Devil May Cry collab quest. Like, why can't we get that? So I feel like they're kind of skimping a little bit on the event quest and kind of just going through, at least from some of them. Some of them have been good. Like, there was one that gave you a bunch of money. There was one of them that let you change the layered armor. There was one that actually you were seeing on screen that I'm wearing a Palamute mask that you can change the smoke color of it. But some of these, man, they're just not very good. Just to be honest with you, they're not very good at all. So hopefully we can get some better event quests coming out here as they continue to come out. There's one they released just right after the event happened, so we got more going on. The paid DLC is not something that I'm particularly interested in, especially with these like fan art characters that they put in. They feel so out of place with that. So I'm not particularly interested, but if you're interested in the paid DLC, I'm sure that's something that you can get into. I'm not someone who is down on someone for paying for DLC, like the whole paid layered weapon and paid layered armor discussion. You can do what you want. It's your money. It's your game. You can play with it how you want. So do whatever you feel is good to you. I'm just not particularly interested in that. What was really cool is that at the very end of the event, they talked about the Velkhana Palamute armor that you have to get if you have a Capcom ID. And I remember seeing that on Twitter. I was like, why do I need to get a Capcom ID? It's so you can get involved in this event. So I'll have to figure out a way to get that, and so I can get the dog armor so your dog can look like Velkhana, which is really cool. And it looks like from what they showed off, the dog will actually fight like Velkhana, which is awesome. Looks really cool. So I think everything involving Velkhana after this title update event was really cool. I think that was probably the only thing I was really excited about, even though I already knew Velkhana was going to be announced, but everything involving Velkhana was great. Everything else is something that I already knew about or something that I wasn't really interested in. And it kind of, this title update event versus the other ones that have come out recently haven't been, this one compared to the others, it wasn't really that exciting to me. I remember watching it. I mean, it was only 10 minutes or so, and I didn't feel as excited about everything aside from the Velkhana stuff. It was like, okay, we're getting more content, which more content for a game I continue to play is great. I enjoy more content overall, but just for what was in the announcement and what was going to be coming out, there was nothing that really surprised me. Usually with these title update events, I felt that something really surprised me, like a quality of life update that I didn't expect. Like the last title update, you were able to bring in followers into Anomaly Quest and also just regular quests in general. And that was really something that I was excited about. And they've had some quality of life things that they've talked about on the Monster Hunter Twitter with the whole Hunter loadout, but they didn't really talk about that in this announcement as well. So I'm not too sure what else will be available in the next title update. But yeah, again, I wasn't too super excited about it. Let me know how you feel about it. How do you feel? If you watched this event, what was your feeling on? Did you feel like this was a big pop off of an event, or do you feel kind of like this is kind of like a mid event, or did you not like the event at all? Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, and I will definitely respond to it, because I like to respond to comments and see how people are thinking about this particular event. But excited to be talking about more Monster Hunter. I know that this channel, for me specifically, is more dedicated to more more indie type of games, especially my LPs, but I do want to do more Monster Hunter related content in the future. I'm not going to be a Monster Hunter YouTuber or anything, but I like to do Monster Hunter Rise stuff, so I'm going to do that. Definitely going to record myself doing my first Velkhana hunt to see how that goes with everything, but hopefully that will work out in the future. Excited for the future of Monster Hunter, and let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. My name is Chike, aka It's Basically Fun, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.